Thank you, Jem. Welcome, everyone, for joining this information session for Joy of Living Level 1 cohort group. And we are really at the time of, exciting time for Tergar right now, where we are, experimenting to, try this out. And especially our intention is to support you in the meditation journey. And, some of us come to meditation from, certain challenges in life. And certainly I was definitely, one of those people who discovered meditation when I was facing certain anxiety, anticipation anxiety, really, in my life. And also, self-doubt was another piece that actually, brought me to the journey exploring meditation in my own life. And, we also have discovered meditation through Tergar. And as you know, we have the Joy of Living online course, which gives you a lot of flexibility because you can go through amazing teachings, helpful guided meditation recordings, and certain reflections on your own pace. Which is really nice, especially for many of us who have a lot of, responsibilities, and we are quite busy people. So that there's that component, and yet we also have discovered how, having a consistency in our practice also plays a major role when it comes to really discovering, peace, in happiness, and some freedom in our lives. So that's why this Joy of Living Level 1 cohort idea came up, and the Tergar team is really excited to, start embarking on this journey of having a weekly live session and then getting together and practice together. So today's idea and intention is to really clarify what this is about. And any questions you might have, it's really, really wonderful. We would love to really address whatever questions you might have. And first, I will kind of explain the overview of what this is about. And we have the slide. And also, we will also have, as Jem said, there is a Q&A time. So please, share any questions or comments or questions you might have about this. And we'll do our best to clarify any questions you might have. So my name is Kasumi Kato. I'm one of the Tergar guides, and along with Franca, Kel, and Stephanie, they are also Tergar guides, and we will be rotating to offer this live session. So today I'll be presenting this cohort overview to you. But also behind the scene, there's a lot of Tergar international staff and members who also made this possible. And we're quite excited about this project. So let's share the slide. So I'd like to share the slide now. Thank you, Jem. So again, this is this is our first time ever to offer this cohort opportunity. So why joining a weekly live session? As you might have learned, starting next Saturday, we are going to get together on a weekly Saturday live session. And why is that? So we would like to offer a consistency and support as best as we can. So I also know as we start, meditating, setting up formal meditation, or watching Mingyur Rinpoche's video teachings, there are certain questions and nuanced questions come up as a meditator, as a practitioner. So we would like to also clarify and support you whenever you have these questions. And of course, community connection is one thing. I also remember when I start joining Tergar Madison's practice group, I really learned a lot from other people's questions and how those questions got clarified. So again, this is also cultivating a connection, and you're not alone doing this. And we all come here and discover this meditation through some unique personal, sort of connection. And yet we can really offer this weekly consistency. In a way, it could be like an external sort of motivation for you to join, but then you might have something that sparks your interest to, stick with this consistent approach of joining weekly session. And we also would like to let you meet other fellow practitioners practicing meditation and learning this. And I think it would be really an amazing opportunity to really meet with fellow practitioners and learn from each other. Particularly, we will be offering some specific reflection questions, and we all reflect on these questions. There's no wrong answers to those reflection questions, because we will encourage you to reflect on your own unique sort of experiences and ideas. And it's a time to share in such a safe container too, because we are all learning this together. We'll also have a live guidance and Q&A time. Again, this is something that, no silly questions out there exist here. So any questions and, confusion that you might face, you can always bring that up to this live session. Finally, practical application. I don't know how many of you are full-time meditators. We all have busy lives, whether it's family responsibility or work, certain, activities you have, certain communities you are part of. Our idea here, again, Mingyur Rinpoche talks about this too. We learn how to meditate, through his amazing teachings, through teaching videos. We apply it in a formal way. We, create the formal meditation time. And yet, many hours in our lives, we are out in the world, navigating the life. So practical application really comes so handy for us to, get ready for work meeting, or get ready for stressful presentation, or get ready for, interacting or navigating family responsibilities. So we really would like to really offer you a lot of tips and ideas and inspirations for you to be a practitioner in this life. So these are what we would like to focus on in the weekly live sessions. So before we dive in, we have some reflection questions for you. So you can choose one of the two if you like, and please share in the chat. I know the chat function is open. One question: what's one challenge you've faced in maintaining your meditation practice? Again, there's no wrong answers here. We all have encountered some challenges here. Question two: if you are really a new meditator, here's one question for you. What's one challenge you faced in setting up a healthy routine? Whether it could be exercises or whether it could be something else. So please feel free to share that in your chat. I will wait for a minute or two before we dive that in. Okay, thank you. Comments are coming in. I'm reading through what's coming in chat. Thank you, everyone. Yes, consistency, it's difficult. Resistance. I'll do it later. Comment. To sit in an upright position. Making time to meditate. Consistency. I feel anxious. Navigating recent surgeries. Fatigue, feeling tired. Scheduling issue. Getting up early enough, distraction, email. Feel what's inside. Laziness, getting lost. How to maintain my practice fresh. Frustration, busy mind, distraction. Yeah, thank you, everyone. I think we can all relate to all the comments, can we? I can certainly relate to all of them, really. Like workload, getting no time. Yeah, thank you so much for your heartfelt sharing too. I think we all struggle when it comes to, we know this is great. We know this gives us some freedom and openness and upliftedness, and yet the reality of how to come up with a consistent practice, how to even navigate in the midst of busy life. We are so exhausted, feeling so tired, and discipline. Thank you. Yeah, discipline is one of the challenge that we all face. So how can we then like create a healthy routine that we really would like to, and yet how to navigate, especially in the beginning of new, forming a new habit. We all face, these challenges too. So again, just to, emphasize, this live session is really a perfect opportunity for you to, bring up, and then we can really explore how then to navigate. Often Mingyur Rinpoche really gives us a very encouraging message about forming a healthy routine and habit. He says something like, if we think we can meditate for 15 minutes, it's good to start with 10 minutes. Just like a simple idea like that. We can also, again, not just to kind of swallow it with blind faith, but it's really, our idea is for you to give it a try in your life and then see what happens, and then bring what you found from your experiences. So these are the power of meeting weekly, on weekly basis, because then you can kind of, explore it, experiment it, and give it a try, and then bring back in the following session, and we can unpack what happened based on our, experiments, and then trying it out. And then we can also unpack that again and again. So we really want to really support you in this journey. And I think we all face how challenging this can be. And yet exciting part is really, we have this wisdom, collective wisdom in this community, and we can really share that and support each other. So yeah, thank you everyone again for your honest responses. Really happy to, see, again, we are in this together. So how the weekly live session work? As I mentioned, there is a time to check in how your practice is going, how you can apply meditation to your daily life, how we are all navigating this life right now. And there is a very short guided meditation and reflection. Again, reflection is all about what happened to you in your direct experience. And just like this, whether we use the chat function in the Zoom, or whether we use the small group activities, a group of 3 or 4, there is opportunity to, share with one another and discuss this too. Again, some of us feel a little, I don't know about this group discussion thing. It's totally fine. We actually want to welcome you in however you are. And some really prefer, discussing with others. Great. We will have that opportunity. Some prefer reflecting on your own in an individual pace, whether it's journaling or quiet reflection. It's also great. We'll have plenty of options for you to choose from. Again, we really would like you to think about this as a guideline or invitation, and that's really you. It's really you who can choose which one you would like to explore and which one you say, not right now, maybe later. Again, we'll have Q&A time with Tergar guides, and practical application is also something that we will also focus on in this Saturday live sessions. One thing I would also mention is how to prepare for the live session. Again, this is, our, maybe suggestion for you to take most out of the live session, but it's not mandatory. There's no Tergar police here. I just want to emphasize, there's nobody, is watching out saying, oh, you didn't do this or not. None of that. So again, this is some key preparation steps for you to get most out of live session. So one is to learn from the teachings. As once you enter Joy of Living online course, there's asynchronous materials. What I mean by that is you can be on your own pace to explore this on your own. So learn from the teachings. Mingyur Rinpoche offers video teachings. And just so you know, maybe let me just pause here. Oh, I see. Let me take a look at my voice. Sounds like my voice is not that clear. Let me check in. Okay. Is my voice stable enough? How is that? Let me know if you can hear it, okay? Okay.
I can hear you fine there.
Okay, great. Yeah, so let me know if I need to repeat anything. I'll be happy to do that. Yeah, great. Thank you. So again, going back to the teachings, Mingyur Rinpoche offers every week of video teaching. So again, you can watch that at any time, anywhere really, on your own. And we will also encourage you to practice formally. So there are audio files that really support you to, whether you actually cultivate seated meditation, whether you are seated on a cushion or chair, or, if you can even feel like seated position is challenging, you can actually, lie down if you like, or go for a walk while you are really focusing on the practice only in silence, and you can call that formal meditation. So we'll encourage you to start giving it a try. This consistency is really the key here. Whether you practice by listening to the audio file, or on your own, or by looking at instructions that's provided in Joy of Living online course. And you can also give it a try to apply meditation to daily life so that you can kind of bring something to the live session and reflection and sharing. So that is how you can prepare for the live session. Let's see, next slide, please. Then how to create the best learning environment. I'm now talking about how to join and the live session, how to really create the best learning environment. Let's make sure your Wi-Fi connection is stable, and hopefully you can find a quiet, comfortable space. Make sure you have something, like whether you can have water or tea available to you. You are warm enough or cool enough for you to study as best as your capacity and best as possible. Testing your audio and video setting before joining. And then number 4, bring in a notebook and pen if you like taking notes. Again, it's really up to you. Some of you might be taking notes using your device. Some of you might not need to take notes. So again, it's really up to you. Number 5, keeping the camera on is optional, but it enhances connection. I learned some research about that too, that if your camera is on, somehow it kind of makes you focus on the contents more. There's some research about that. But again, keeping the camera on is totally optional. I know we all have done this before. What's next? How to join and practice and participate? There is a landing page or the website that's for how to sign up how to join. So maybe because I just have that, I'll just put it in the chat. You can check this out at any point. And if you like to join, you can do that. And I also want to create plenty of opportunity for you to clarify your questions and for you to ask questions. So maybe this is a good time for us now to open it up. And then, yeah, we can move on to the Q&A time. So Jen, would you like to, yeah, I'll let you now choose and how to respond to your questions.
Thank you. So we've got some questions already. This is from Anthony. Hello. Thank you for taking the time to give this orientation. I'm currently on Joy of Living, Choiceless Awareness. There are only 2 lessons remaining in level 1, which is in about 2 weeks' time. Would it be better to wait to participate in the cohort number 2?
Yeah, thank you so much. You know, it's really up to you whether you'd like to join this live session cohort 2. You know, the benefit of, you already have gone through some parts of the course 1. So you can imagine once we start the live cohort group next Saturday, we'll kind of go from Joy of Living level 1, course 1, section 1. So that will give you some sort of review time, or, you know, if you have any questions going back to these practices, you can also certainly do that as well. And all the live sessions will be recorded. So if something happens on Saturday that you can't join, you can also catch up with the recordings as well. And you are in a really good place to, congratulations, to make it to that, you know, last 2 sections too. You know, I would just ask yourself, you know, based on what I shared so far, live session will have some time to check in about how your practice is going. We'll also have a guide to kind of talk about, you know, how, you know, we ourselves apply these teachings to our daily life and how we work with certain challenges that come up in, you know, in our meditation journey as well, and some practical tips for application, how to apply this to daily life. So, you know, you don't have to wait until the second cohort group comes up. It's likely that we'll start another cohort for Joy of Living level 2 and level 3 as well. So if you feel inspired to join level 1, great. If you like to wait until Joy of Living level 2, that's great too. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions as well.
Thank you. So a question from Irina. What is the road in becoming a meditation teacher with Tergar, please?
I'm so appreciating your question too. And we all start, you know, experiencing how powerful this meditation is, you know, for us really directly and in a very profound way. And we also have this natural sort of aspiration, inspiration. Oh, I want to share this gift with others. So you are in a really great place because Tergar now has, thanks to Mingyur Rinpoche's vision, to start training meditation teachers in a formal way. We have a program called Meditation Teacher Program. It's really about how to train meditation teachers, really following Joy of Living practice principles. And we finished first year last year. There are about 95 graduates from the first cohort, first year of meditation teacher program. Currently, we're in the midst of second year MTP, meditation teacher program. We have about close to 200 people embarking on like being trained to be a meditation teachers. And we just opened up the registration. In 3 days, registration is open for those who feel inspired to share this gift of meditation with others. There is a requirement though. One requirement is for you all to complete Joy of Living 1, 2, and 3 and practice homework. Each level has practice homework, 50 hours for level 1, another 50 hours of formal meditation for level 2, 75 hours for level 3. So that's one of the requirements. And you can check out the landing page and the website for MTP, Meditation Teacher Program. If you like to check that out, let me see if we have that. Yeah, maybe we'll get to the link. So there is definitely opportunity for you to, get trained to be a meditation teacher, then who can offer introductory level meditations to any corners of the world. Some are offering meditation in the local community with university students, at the jail system, with their colleagues. So there are many opportunities for you to share this gift of meditation with others. Or maybe I'll just add one more thing. It's a very intensive, very intense training program. It's a vigorous training. Yeah, I'll just add that.
So some practical questions now about the cohort. What size will the group be and how long are the sessions?
Yeah, thank you, Jem. Maybe we can let go of the slide now, given that, now we are in the Q&A time. In terms of the size of the group, it's really up to how many people will join. We might have 20, we might have 40, we might have 70, we might have 100. What we would like to do is to really keep the live session as interactive as possible. We know that live session, it's a time that we can actually do certain activities that we can only do during the live session, and leave things outside the live session, such as for you to watch video teachings, for you to listen to guided meditation audios. So you can imagine if it's a large group, we will keep it in a way that we will use Zoom function or small group like breakout room activities, so that you can still we can still keep the interactions going. So yeah, we actually don't know as of now how many will exact size of the group. And one thing we also want to know, want to experiment, is really for to create opportunities for you to talk with one another. So that's something that we will experiment in the live session. That would be a group of 3 to 5 per small group. And then after that, we'll always come back to a large group discussion and share back and reflection time as well. And Jem, is there any other questions? I think there are a lot coming in the Q&A box. Oh, how long is the session? Yes, these sessions are 1 hour total on Saturdays. So that would be 1 hour weekly. Starting in February, it goes until August. And you might think, gosh, this is like a huge commitment. But don't worry, I know life happens over the weekends too. So if you miss that, don't worry. You can always, we will always make the recordings available on a weekly basis. You can always catch up with that by listening in, so that's how we will be offering this live session. Did we lose Jem? Okay, let's see what else is coming in. So I'll just read. Oh, I see. Meredith, your question. With Joy of Living 1 came to the end, and welcome to Joy of Living level 2, but my online course always bring me back to where I left off. I see. This, I would just encourage you to reach out to Tergar Learning Support. Let's make sure maybe somebody can put tlcsupport@tergar.org email address. And these technical questions, you want to make sure that we respond to you so that you know how to navigate the online Joy of Living course as well. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, tlcsupport@tergar.org. And you can always reach out to this email, and somebody will respond to you within a day or so, and then we can address your issue, technical issue that way. And just so you know, these technical issues, please don't hesitate to reach out. I don't consider myself as tech-savvy person either. So I also really benefited from reaching out to TLC support at tergar.org. And I would admit that I have gotten lost before, but then the tech support member really responded so kindly. So I was able to, overcome the technical issues too. So yes, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Anything else? Thank you for the question. So how long does the entire Joy of Living program take to complete if I practice every day? I really appreciate that question. So if you practice 20 minutes a day, in order to complete Joy of Living level 1 practice homework, it takes, roughly speaking, 6 months. So that's why we want to be with you all for the 6 months from like February to August, so that as you are working on your, practice, whether it's formally or informally, applying meditation to your daily life, we really want to support you in that process of, 6 months, roughly speaking. So, that's why this cohort idea came up too. So yeah, it's roughly 6 months. And then you can move on to Joy of Living level 2. Again, if you continue 20 minutes a day of practice, it takes, roughly speaking, 6 months too. And when it comes to Joy of Living level 3, we'll kind of encourage you to experiment to make your formal meditation a bit longer, let's say half an hour. Then, in order to complete 75 hours of meditation practice homework, that takes, again, roughly 6 months too. And you see, this is a very comprehensive meditation program. It's a lifelong program in a way that we actually complete Joy of Living level 1 within 6 months, and we can, of course, move on to level 2. But we actually will be practicing this for the rest of our lives. So we really take the long view, and it's a very transformative journey that you are on.
So
Jim, you're back. Yay.
I got a little bit kicked out by Zoom, so I don't know what happened, but sorry about that. So I can keep asking questions if you want.
Yes,
Okay.
please. I responded to some questions that came in the chat. Maybe we can go to the Q&A box.
Okay. This one is about, will there be a level 2 cohort, and is the online 8-week workshop series different from this?
I'll just respond to how like Joy of Living, 8-week series is different from this or not. And then I believe I will just leave the other question about the level 2 to Chase if you are here. So yeah, when you hear the Joy of Living workshop, it is true. We are so fortunate to have Tergar guides offering Joy of Living 1 workshop for certain local communities, whether it's hybrid format or online or in person, or you might also hear Joy of Living level 2 workshop for 8 weeks with certain Tergar guides as well. So when you see those workshops being offered by Tergar guys, usually it's hosted by a local community, and it could be also online or hybrid or in person only. So we have Joy of Living Level 1 6-week workshop, Joy of Living Level 2 8-week workshop, Joy of Living Level 3 8-week workshop. When you hear the word workshop, you can imagine these are the 6-week long or 8-week long workshop where a Tergar guide will offer you the entirety, the essence of the entire level 1 during that time period. Then what happens after the 6-week or 8-week, you will be then on your own working on your formal meditation practice homework. So if that works for you, that's really, really great. It's a great way to kind of get the sense of how the joy of living entirety of each level is within a time frame. But then it will still take you about 6 months or so for you to work on homework. And if you like the consistent approach of having, of course, Joy of Living online course where you can actually explore all the video teachings using Joy of Living online course, and then having a weekly session to come together as a community, that's also another difference between Joy of Living workshop and then this cohort where we will be together for the entire 6 months to offer you the support. So again, whichever works for you, I think it's all good. So we have just a lot of different options for you to choose from. Sorry for overwhelming number of options. And Chase, I know Chase and Dirk, you are here. So if you'd like to share anything about Joy of Living Level 2 cohort, that would be great.
Yes, hello. So Joy Living Level 2 cohort, hi. Well, it's probably going to happen in the springtime. We're still working on timing whether this should continue exactly right after JOL Level 1 cohort ends or should start a little bit before that. So we'll let you know, but there will definitely be a Joy Living Level 2 cohort, and we're going to look at what the demand is and then go from there. And there will be announcements and everything.
Yeah, thank you, Chase.
So questions about what if we've already started the Joy of Living, and do we need to read the book all the way through? And yeah, I'll leave it on that.
Oh, could you repeat that again?
Question, what if we have already started the Joy of Living?
Yeah, curious where you're at. As I said, Joy of Living practices are really lifelong practices. We talk about awareness and recognize awareness, in the foremost, meditation and also out in the world. And we can always practice awareness for the rest of our lives. So, if the consistency is a challenge for you, or if you're, encountering certain challenges to apply, like dropping into awareness in the midst of meetings or when you're communicating with others or in the midst of receiving tons of emails at work, I certainly encourage you to join this cohort wherever you are at within Joy of Living program. Some of you might be already in level 2 or level 3. I personally still will encourage you to join this cohort. Awareness is something that we will be practicing and nurturing our recognition of awareness for the rest of our lives. And I certainly am so excited about, getting together in a cohort group so that I can also practice with you all. And I know also in my life that I'll be practicing this for the rest of my life. So wherever you are at in Joy of Living program, I personally highly encourage you to, to join this. But again, it's also up to you in terms of how busy you are, how much time you have. And so, yeah, that's pretty, I would just encourage. But maybe just for you to have a clarity, for the next 6 months, starting next Saturday, you can consider each week, we spend each week going through one section at a time. So again, week 1, it would be like course 1, section 1. Following week, we'll move on to section 2 contents. Following week, section 3 contents. So it's an amazing opportunity to go in depth about what's being covered in Joy of Living online course. And I think those of you who have done this, it would be a really amazing way to review. When I watch Mingyur Rinpoche's video, even though I had watched these teachings for 5 times, 10 times, when I watch it again, there's always something new that kind of that sort of resonates with me, something new. Like whether I was not so paying attention to it or whether I've forgotten already, I don't know. But there is always something new that really sparks my interest when I review these amazing teachings. So again, maybe everybody is different in terms of how we learn. But I think that wherever you are in Joy of Living program, this is certainly an amazing opportunity. And if this is not the right time, great. You can join this in the future as well. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Meredith, for your comment too.
I don't know if these next questions are better for Chase, but the first one is, what is the cost of doing the cohort? And is any possibility there will be a cohort group on other days other than Saturday?
Yeah, so a couple questions I can answer for you. The cost as of right now is there's 3 options. You can pay monthly, the sponsored plan, which is $50 per month, or you can, oh, Derek put the link on there. But yeah, so that's the monthly plan, and then there is a 200. You can build for the 6 months at once is 250. And if you want, we also offer this as an annual, but you don't need to do the annual since it's already 6 months. And then as far as the Saturdays, as of right now, we're starting with 1 session, but the sessions are recorded. So you will be able to, if you can't, we don't expect everyone to make it every week. So there is a way to catch up or do the discussions. And there's also like a WhatsApp group. So the community essence is part of that, where, I will be writing there, people can share about themselves and then, maybe even share ad hoc what, resonated with them that week and stuff of that nature. So did I answer every question?
No, you got it. So I think we're on the last question that I can see. It's about once the Joy of Living is complete, how do I move forward with my practice?
That's really wonderful. And I think that's a really amazing milestone that you complete Joy of Living, homework. Level 1, it's definitely a milestone, and level 2 and level 3. And I definitely congratulate you on those milestones too. And it's really up to you. Some of you really feel so inspired to continue with Joy of Living practices. When we, just really honestly, how can we actually, recognize and, live our life from the place of awareness, loving kindness, and compassion and wisdom. And if this is something that you want to deepen, you can absolutely, continue to practice Joy of Living, practices for the rest of your life. For those of you who are, interested in more of a Buddhist approaches of how we can deepen our recognition of awareness, love, and compassion and wisdom from the Buddhist perspective, we have Path of Liberation track within Tergar Community 2. The common thread with that is, again, how can we live our lives fully, with all the potentials that we have from a place of awareness, loving kindness, and compassion and wisdom. That's really a common thread that Mingyur Rinpoche teaches again and again, wherever you are at within Tergar community. And the question is how you want to deepen your practice, whether it's in a secular program, becoming a meditators in a secular sense through Joy of Living program, or through like exploring this tradition coming from Tibetan Buddhism. And so it's up to you. And if you're kind of curious about learning a bit more about this, you're always welcome to reach out to Tergar guys. I know Joy of Living online course offers talking to a guide, in a one-on-one setting. You can certainly reach out to one of us to discuss more. Any other questions coming up for you all? Can I just read out loud? There's a question about this. Maybe this is a question for you, Chase. If we pay for Joy of Living, do we then pay extra for the weekly session? Maybe this is a good question for you.
Yeah. No. So it depends on if you already signed up for Joy of Living. If you go to that website, it will ask you to technically, if you're paying $25 a month, upgrade your subscription to the sponsored plan, and that's what would be included in the live sessions. And you only need to subscribe to that, for the duration of the program, and then you can downgrade after that. And if cost is a concern, you can reach out to support. Just want to mention that.
Thank you, Chase. Anything else? Jem, are you there? I'm afraid he got kicked out again. If so, maybe I'll just read another question. Let's see. Yeah, there's a question. Thank you, Arlene. Is this suitable for long-time meditators or more for beginners? That's a good question. It's really up to you in terms of how you feel inspired to join this or not. And also how you consider what you mean by advanced meditators too. For me, coming from Zen, like Suzuki Roshi, like beginner's mind, to me, it's always really, I always keep that in mind whenever I encounter any practices. So, maybe it's a question for you whether, how your practice is going. Would you feel like this weekly session will feel supportive for you? Do you encounter any questions or challenges in your life for you to feel motivated to continue your path? How are you, being able to just kind of live your life from, connecting with awareness when you're, daily life? How is it when you, do mundane everyday activities, or how are you when you are, speaking with your friends, or, showing up to work, or, engage with your family? So, these are the, sort of practitioners' questions that we can address in these live sessions too. And there is also a energy that a group can bring up. I remember, just practicing in a group, whether it's in person or online, there is a sense that there's like a group practice energy that happens too. So that's also, for me personally, I find that so supportive to have fellow practitioners' presence to navigate or go through this meditation journey as well. So I don't know if I answer your question, but yeah, let us know if you still have further questions.
Yeah, I'm not much of a good technical support today. But I think that's the end of all the questions that I can see.
And yeah, thank you, Derek, for your comments in the chat as well. If you need more support, if you need to move between subscription plans for anything billing related, please reach out to us at tlcsupport@tergar.org as well. Any questions you have between now and then, we really welcome that too. Derek, would you like to add more to that? I see you there.
Yeah, one question that I saw about the meditation tracker app. The tracker app is not connected in any way except for its own database. So you can use it, you don't have to use it. We don't look at this. It's more for just for yourself. It's kind of a closed app that is tracking your course progress, not your course progress, your meditation hours that you put into the app or do together with the app. But there's no synchronization between the courses, and there's nothing that we kind of, police in this regard, or that we look at and kind of, look at your hours. It's a support tool. You can use it. It's not connected to anything else. So you might use it, you may not use it. You can also use pen and paper if you, you don't have to use the app. That's also one, yeah.
Thank you, Derek. May I just see any other questions? Maybe there's one question, Jem, if I read this one out loud here. I'm a member of Tergar and pay monthly. Do I have to pay extra for this cohort? Maybe we can also clarify this item today too.
Okay, good. So it's a little bit confusing. Actually, what we do is we already have 3 monthly subscriptions in Joy of Living and also in Vajrayana Online. So now we talk about Joy of Living. So there are like for years now, there are 3 plans, like a reduced one, a standard one, and a sponsored one. So they all kind of, increase in, your subscription price, but they cover the same product. They cover the same kind of, it's just kind of whatever your financial situation is. So now with the cohort, we are asking you to go into the sponsor plan for the time of the cohort, and this is your new price. And this is covering everything else that is already there. So when you are already Joy of Living subscriber, you still stay subscriber. If you are in the courses and you have your course progress there, everything is preserved. Everything is still there, but you become part of the cohort at the sponsor rate for this time of the cohort. So this is kind of the financial aspect behind this. But it's still a complete full Joy of Living subscription, and you don't need to have 2. That's maybe the most important question. You don't have to get the cohort on top of any Joy of Living subscription. The cohort itself is a Joy of Living sponsor subscription plan with the additional feature of being part of the cohort. That's the whole financial subscription aspect behind it.
Yeah, and I'll just add, if you're logged in to your profile and you navigate to the web page that we're promoting the cohort, the price boxes will be there, so you can upgrade easily or change your plan easily to get in the cohort without canceling or anything of that nature.
Maybe I'll just also ask, either you or Derek too, if there's any financial sort of issues that they cannot pay extra. I know we also make it, available to them too. Do you want to speak to that too?
Me or Dirk?
Either one of you or both. Yes.
You're the project manager, Chase. It's you.
Yeah, I would say reach out. If it's obviously we are a nonprofit and we want everyone to be on the path for Joy of Living. So if it's a financial burden to you, yeah, I say reach out to support, and we'll see what we can do at that point. Is what I suggest if you cannot make the price jump. If you're paying 25 and 50 isn't too much of a commitment, we totally understand. So just don't be afraid to reach out.
Anything else? I think we have covered many, many different grounds today. Thank you, everyone. Again, if you still have some questions or concerns between now and then, or still you're not so sure about how to sign up, and if you have any lingering questions, please feel free to reach out to TLC support at Tergar. We would like to respond to you as best as we can. And yeah, thank you, Derek. And thank you so much again for all of you joining on Saturday. It's a weekend. Hope that you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And thank you so much for Jem, Dirk, and Chase to make it happen, and all the other Tergar team members, as well as Tergar guys who are going to welcome you starting next Saturday.
Thank you, Kasumi. And yeah, thanks, Dirk. Thanks, Chase. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.